Hello and welcome back / welcome. Did we decide it's okay for me to say welcome back? Good afternoon, evening, morning. It's afternoon for me. And it's a very rainy afternoon outside. So I figured it would be a good time to sit inside the house and do nothing. What I'm doing today is I wanted to show you a little bit about how we're planning our upcoming vacation. I figured it was a good excuse as any to sit inside and do this. So we're going to Europe. I think I have briefly mentioned this on the vlog before, I don't know. I've definitely talked about it on Twitter, but we're going to Europe. We're going to London and Disneyland Paris for our first anniversary. We're gonna be there late January, early February. Our anniversary is February 2nd, so we'll be there right over that day. We are so excited. It's gonna be so much fun. It's our first international Disney park. I kind of wanted to show a little bit about how I planned our trip. Maybe you know that I love planning trips. I love planning anything, but especially vacations. So for all of our trips, I do a spreadsheet, and I kind of have been doing this since I can remember. Me and Sarah and Anna, the people in the California vlogs, which I'm sure you're all loving and watching.
Don't assume that I'm loving it.
We've been doing spreadsheets for our trips pretty much since I can remember. So it's always just kind of been a thing, and it's how we love to plan, and I thought it would be cool to show you. Everybody in my life knows that I love doing this, and I feel like people kind of get overwhelmed by it sometimes because the way that I plan things is way different than how most people plan things, which is not at all. So I just thought it would be cool to show you. So there's gonna be some cool like screen recordings and stuff here, just showing you how we do stuff. So I'm gonna show you my spreadsheet, my map that I made of everything we're doing, a couple other good resources that I found really helpful when planning, specifically for London and Disneyland Paris. And yes, we're only going to Disneyland Paris this trip. We're not doing a full Paris, France trip. That's for a future vacation. We're gonna figure it out later, but I really wanted to go to Disneyland, so we're gonna save all the Paris and France stuff for a future trip because I didn't think we'd have enough time to do it properly. But this time it's London and Disneyland. I'm really hyped, so let's get going. Okay, so here is my Disneyland Paris UK and Disneyland Paris Google Sheet. I like to use Google Sheets specifically because you can easily share it with people up here. You can just share it with whoever, and you can access it anywhere as well. So you can save it offline, even on your phone, and then have it on the go. So that's pretty cool. So the first thing I have is this ideas tab. On every spreadsheet I do, I usually have these three. So ideas, schedule, budget. That's like how I start from scratch. That's the basic bare bones of it. So on here is just everything, a list of things that I want to do. This is usually something that is made before we even have plans to go on a trip. Like I have one for places I might not ever go at all, but I just put a list of like anything that I've heard of in that city that I want to do. If there's like a cool photo I want to take or just something that inspires me for wanting to go there, I put it on this sheet here. Next is the schedule, and this is usually my favorite page in the sheet because you can really just see everything laid out. I'm a very visual person, as you might understand, but it has everything we're gonna do. The color coding is blue is like transportation, so like our trains places, and then yellow is food, and red is like stuff to do. And up here I have the days and like the main focus of the day. When it gets closer, I'm gonna put the forecast of what weather's gonna be like. It's gonna be cold, but we're ready. We're gonna pack very heavily for this one. I know not everybody plans every single meal that they eat on vacation, but I at least like to have an idea of where we're gonna eat so that I'm not just wandering around a city that I've never been to before, not knowing what to eat. So everything's all just laid out nice and pleasantly. So there's that. The next big one is budget. Everything is all laid out. We have like our flights, how much we paid for those. We will put that there. How much we paid for our hotels, just so we know like how much roughly we're gonna expect to spend. And then I also have all the meals laid out here too. So it's like we can just, you know, budget it out really. And then like fun stuff down here. Just a nice little way to plan how much you think you're gonna spend, which is what a budget is. And the next one is another really important one. So this is the confirmations page, and I deleted everything because I didn't want my confirmation numbers to just be all out there. So I have our flights that have like our flight numbers, everything for ground transportation, lodging, dining, and then like fun stuff, yeah, like activities. And it just has everything all in one place. Especially if you don't have internet, you can use this in the offline mode on Google Sheets and just access it later. So it's good to have everything all in one place. The next one, oh, this is just like a throwaway. This is so stupid. This is the tea places that I was comparing just to like see which one we want to go to. I'm crazy, I know. The next one is budget notes. So this again is a little bit obsolete. We haven't really accessed this one since like the beginning, but it was when we were just planning about like how much I thought we were gonna have to spend. So that's another one that's not really as important, but it's there. So the next one is all about Disneyland Paris, and this is just like notes and stuff, just like the ideas page, but it's just specifically for Disneyland. So it has like helpful links and like random stuff I want to try. It's kind of all over the place, but it's just like little notes about what we thought we would want to do. Next one, I'm gonna look insane. Like, are you ready? Because I'm gonna look crazy. This is all the rides in Disneyland Paris. So I did this for our first trip to regular Disneyland, and I thought it was very helpful, so we did it again. But this is a list of all the rides. The crossed out ones are gonna be closed while we're there. If it's in French, I have the translation right there. But I have the name of the ride, the area it's in, a comparison to what it might be like that we have been on, if there's fast pass available, a rating from my favorite blog, which I'll show you in a second, my thoughts, and Chris's thoughts. So it's just like a little thing to be able to prioritize and see what we want to do while we're there. I feel like it's really important to have like a couple of things at least that we know for sure we want to do, which our focus is going to be like stuff that we don't have here, obviously. I think that it's important to have those in mind so you know what you're getting into when you go to a new Disney park. The next one is also pretty crazy. This is Disneyland Paris dining, so I have some helpful links up here. This is just a list of all the restaurants, what kind of food they have, what kind of service they have, how much they're going to cost, and I use little euros. Isn't that so cute? What meals they serve, and then the location. This one is a sample menu, and this is again a link to the review from that same blog that I'll show you. These are just the notes about what it is like, and then my thoughts and Chris's thoughts. So this again makes me look really insane, but like I don't really care. I like to know what we're gonna eat, especially because in Disneyland Paris in the wintertime especially, a lot of the restaurants close early, so I don't want to be there like not having anything to eat or eating something I don't want because I didn't do any research. I don't understand how people go on vacation and don't do research. I truly don't get it. That's the spreadsheet. I know it looks like a lot. We're almost on the trip, so this is what it would look like at the very end. Obviously it doesn't start out being this crazy, but this is like the completed version. A couple other things I wanted to show you. This is the map of all of our locations that we're going to. I started doing this recently too, and I think it's really cool. Again, it's a very visual way for me, a visual person, to see everything all laid out. So it's got all the attractions and stuff. Again, everything is color coded. Everything is all laid out so you can see like, oh, we have enough time to do the stuff in this area, but not over here. Maybe it's gonna be a little bit far. I think it's really helpful if you're going to multiple cities or if you just like to see everything laid out. And again, it's Google Maps, so you can download it and look at it on your phone even if you don't have internet. So I think that's pretty cool. Next thing is specifically a London resource. She is from the US, but she lives in London now, and she basically has this whole blog about like visiting London, and the website is called Love in London, and she has a lot of good resources. I found her from her packing videos, and I really like her. I think she's got a lot of good stuff. She also has this cool guide that I downloaded. It's like a free like I'm a newbie to London guide, and I thought it was very helpful and had a lot of good tips. So that's a really good resource for specifically London. And then the next thing I had was, this is my favorite Disney blog that I was talking about. It's called Disney Tourist Blog, and it's run by this couple, and they've been to every Disney park in the world. They have amazing photography. There they are right there. They have amazing photography, and I just really love reading their stuff, especially because they have a lot of the same taste as me. So if they really like something, I can usually expect to like it too. So that's why I like them. They have really good restaurant reviews. They have really good like attraction rundowns, so you can see like what something is like compared to what I would know or something. I just think it's a really good resource. They have a lot of cool Disney stuff. They also have this one that I had open, a winter Disney packing guide, which is like, we're going obviously to Paris where it's gonna be freezing, so it has a lot of good like tips and stuff, and I really like them. So there's that. And then last, honestly, I used a ton of vlogs in planning my trip. I really like this one called See You in Main Street. They're a couple and they're really cute, and they have lots of really good like Disneyland videos, Disneyland Paris videos. There's so many good resources for Disneyland Paris. I like to see other people like showing what they thought of. When I was researching tea, I had so many tea videos in my history. It was like not even funny. So especially like if I was looking at something that like there weren't a lot of reviews for or something, I would go like look up YouTube videos and see if anybody's done it. But it's a really good resource obviously, and we're gonna do vlogs too, so maybe we'll be a good resource later. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. We are so excited. It's gonna be so much fun, and I think it's gonna be unlike any trip that we've taken before. We haven't really gone on a cold weather trip before, but I guess since our anniversary is in February, we better get used to doing that if we're gonna do anniversary trips. I really like planning, and I find a lot of joy in it, truly. I think it's like really fun. I know everybody thinks that it's crazy, but I think it's like really fun to have something to look forward to. So we are going really soon, and I can't wait, and I am so excited to vlog while we're there, and it's gonna be freezing cold, but it's gonna be fine. We're gonna have so much fun. So that is all for today. If you've been to London or Disneyland Paris, let me know what your tips are, because we've never been and we're really excited, and I want to make sure I don't miss anything cool, especially in Disneyland Paris, because it's so weird to plan a trip to a new Disney park that you haven't been to before, because it's like you know where things are but like you don't. So I would love any tips or advice that you have. But that's all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.